Hi everyone, Sandy Wilkin here from Jackson, Ohio. Today I have one of my black and white journals finished and I want to share that with you today. This journal is made from a black book that I found at a thrift store and took it apart, and it had a very nice black thick cover, so it was nice to make this. Then I added some blingy bling stuff around here, and I called this, my journal is called Live, Laugh, and Love. And this was a headband thing that I had probably found at a thrift store and fixed up and made it a little smaller so it would go around this book. And then on the spine, I have used some of my black and white trim that I have had in my stash, and I made this little tassel to go on it with some old earrings and a small little black tassel and some lace and trim and rickrack and all kind of other fun things. And this is removable with this little clip right here, so I'll take that off so we can get into the journal. And it has 3 signatures in it, and the outside or the inside cover is I've used some black and white ribbon trim with a little bit of white lace on it, and I did that in the back also. The back page says happiness is homemade. Put some more bling on there and use some more of this ribbon lace trim. Okay, so let's get into this little journal now. I've been wanting to do a black and white one for a long time, and recently I found a lot of cool stuff at thrift stores. I did a video on the thrift stores, and I found a lot of cool stuff to use in this journal. So on the front page, I have a little flip out, black and white little flip out, and it says express yourself. So there's a place to journal there. And then this is a side tuck that has this little journaling card that goes in it. And of course you could journal there too also. And excuse me, I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Anyway, I think I got this idea for this little fold out thing from Natasha on Treasure Books videos. And then it has a little journaling card on this little flap, on this side tuck. And it's this book belongs to, and then of course, you know, that made a little thing there on a little tuck space there. Then on the first page, I have this set of cards that I bought at a thrift store, and believe it or not, these cards were all hooked together like this, and it made it real nice to make that into a pocket. So I used an old junk mailer and made a shaker tag, and luckily I found some little tiny playing cards that were confetti and some black and white confetti, and it just made perfect to go in this little pocket right here. And then I used some really cool trim on that. Here's the rest of that trim. Here's the first journaling page. This is one of my stamps. This story begins. This was a page out of a book, and it's a crossword puzzle. I thought that was cool for black and white. And then I used this real glittery trim on there. And then this envelope was made from a picture in a magazine. It was a huge, big picture. And then I just turned it into an envelope and put a couple black and white butterfly journaling cards in there that I had cut out of magazines, and made that into a really nice little envelope there, and lined it with this paper, and then put this little flower on it as a little closure. And then the next page was an envelope that I made into a tuck spot. These were some envelopes that I had. I thought I was going to make that into a tuck spot too, but I think I glued it by mistake, but that's okay. I decorated that up. These already had the mustache on them. So I bought those with some stationery at a thrift store. And here's an old vintage postcard that says, "This is my picture. This is my picture. Guess who's the other?" So that was, gee, that thing is vintage. It is, let's see if I can find the date on there. I don't exactly see a date, but It is old, and that post, well, maybe it is 1912. I think it says on that thing. And then put that back in that little tuck spot there from the envelope. And then here is a journaling card that I made. It looks like it's made from an old stamped thing from like a library card. And I put a butterfly on that one, a black and white butterfly. And so the next page is, this is a piece of ephemera that I made from something that I saw on Treasure Chest, Treasure Books with Natasha. And she made it into like a fold down or fold up, and I made it to look like a house with a little door and a window that you can put this up, this little part up here, and then you can open this up, and that's for journaling space. And then you pull this down. She has so many cute ideas. And then this is another little fold out that's for journaling. And then there's a pocket down here at the bottom, and I put this really cool black and white tag in. So everything in this book is pretty much black and white. Now there is a few other colors to stand out in it, but mostly black and white. That's what I like doing this one. And this is some old sheet music to put, actually to write music on. It's music paper. It says, "Music is love in search of a word." And then here's some black rickrack. So that would be a nice place for journaling, and some stickers there. Now this was a picture out of a magazine, but I loved that black and white, and I loved her black and white check stockings. And there's some lace on that. And then on the next page, on the back of that, I put another little fold-out idea that was a card that I think I got at a thrift store. It was some stationery, but it was a little place, and I put this tag in it. I made that tag. Some of that is made from the insides of old junk mail envelopes, but and then some craft paper that I put together, and then made that into like a little pocket-like thing there. And then this is a photo sleeve, and I have that just put on with an altered paper clip that I made. Paper clips inside there, and that goes onto the other page. So this is a photo sleeve that you could use in your journal, and you could put your own photos in there. So that's why I left that. And if you could put a photo on there if you wanted to, too. So on the other side of that, I had, I thought I had something on the other side of it, but maybe not. Maybe I just had I think I just had this paper clip holding on this photo sleeve so that you could use it to put your own photos and memorabilia or whatever you wanted to in there. Now let's get this back on. Here's the key. So let me get that set on there real quick. There we go. I love those once I get them on. I love those hidden paper clips. And then on the other side was a place called Notes and Doodles. I think I got this out of another book that I'd had, and that was a place you could either journal on or you could doodle or whatever. Here's an old magazine advertisement out of an old Sears and Roebuck catalog that was, it's not original, but it's a cool thing to use for ephemera. Here's a piece of ledger paper, and I put some washi tape on that. I made a little pocket right here with a little tiny playing card in there, black and white, and then on this side, notes, and then I used some little black and white circles as to make a little border on that too. Okay, and then here is a keepsake envelope that I have in here. Knit one is for you to keep your own photos or your own notes or your own memories or ticket stubs or whatever. Whoever gets the journal can put whatever they want in there as keepsakes. And then this is a cute little flip-up thing. It says whatever, a little secret journaling place there, black and white. This is the other part of the ledger paper. I made it into like a fold-out with some decoration, and then used washi tape down here. Here's a little tiny Joker playing card from a child's game that I kind of altered that a little bit with a little frame around it. And then this is a journaling card. It says, You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are blue. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. That's really cool. And I think that is actually a card. Yeah. That opens up for more journaling, and more journaling in here too. And then there's the other part of some more journaling there. Here's the other part of the catalog. And then this is a cute little thing that I got. This is a wraparound. This is a wrap. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not a wraparound. That is a. Yeah, I guess it is too. I didn't realize it was. Yeah, that's a wraparound envelope, because it was a big, long number 10 envelope with a window, and I just folded it and put it over the page, and then that makes made this tag, and it had notes up there for you to journal on, and then that makes a pocket here, and then here's some houndstooth trim, and over here was the other pocket, and that made, put this tag in that one. So, some of these are a little tricky to get back in. Once you get them in there, they're okay. Okay, then here is a coloring page. It says, imagination is an inalienable right. And then we have some really pretty white lace there. There's some more from that magazine picture. This time it had a lot of polka dots, and I thought those looked like ice cream cones. So I found another ice cream cone that was black and white and put it there. Then here's some more of that music paper, just a note, and some stickers on that with some black lace, some more journaling parts. Now this right here was a really cool idea that was given by Natasha on treasure books. Now I did this right to start with, but the problem is when you fold your pieces of paper up, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of paper folded up, you got to make sure that your open ends are all turned this way. Well, all of them are except this one down under here, and that's what messes this up. But you can kind of see the idea. You can open this up. This one opens up, and you can have little places there to journal on, but I didn't this time. I left that one like that. But then the next one opens up, and it should have opened up the other way, but see, I had it turned wrong. But if you get them all turned the right way, they all open up exactly like that. And then you have all that journaling space. Close that one up. Then you open up this one, and look at all that journaling space. And then you open up the next one. I love this. That Natasha, she is something else with her ideas. And there's another, there's one of those little things out of my shaker tag. Another journaling part. And then you open up the last one, and it is a big journaling space. So you can have all kinds of secret compartments in there. You could actually put more pockets on these and put ephemera in there, but I just left it like that because I thought that was a neat idea, just in that kind of a interactive type activity to do. And there's some white lace on that one. Then this was, you can't tell really well, but this is a tuck space, but actually it is an old house. It's a house, it's called a wonky house, because Natasha makes all these crazy wonky houses. She makes them into journaling spaces, journaling cards, or I used dominoes for the chimney, and this for the roof, and these crazy little things for the windows, and the dominoes for the door again. But it's really a lot of fun to watch her videos, and she's got one just on wonky houses, and also one on wonky mason jars too. And so that was a little tag I made out of a bingo card, a little journaling card. This is another, I think this was another one of her ideas for making this. This had a tuck here, so I made that little journaling tag. And then it had this pocket. So I found, believe it or not, soccer ball playing cards. This is the Joker, black and white. And this is Mozart playing cards. This is musical playing cards. I thought they fit right in too. That's Mozart. And then this here opens up under the star, and there's a pocket in there. And so I put, it says, enthusiasm like measles, mumps, and the common cold are highly contagious. Yeah, enthusiasm is highly contagious. So that goes back down in there and under that little star closure. And then this goes back in here too. So that made a nice little thing there. And there's the other part of that crossword puzzle thing. Here's another journaling spot with some black lace. Now this is another one of Natasha's ideas for a tag. And this opens up this way. And this was a junk mail envelope. Then I put some stickers under there. And then there's a place to journal. And then this opens all the way up, this tag for more journaling. So plenty of journaling in this. And that's the end of the first signature. Second signature started out with, I love this paper, with these ladies in these old-fashioned dresses from like the 30s and 40s. And some white lace on that. And then here was a little side pocket. And it had a tag that I made with some washi tape and a little playing card and a few other little things collaged on there. This was a picture from a game card, I Spy game card. And this is also from Old Geezers, I think. It was a card game called Old Geezers, and there's bifocals there, and all the little things are real shaky, all the little things on there. And I made that into two pockets there, I guess. So I can put that one there and this one back here. And then this was a page out of a magazine. I love this. Looked like these little hands pointing. I loved all those black and white little hands. So that was a really cool magazine that I found at the thrift store that was just full of old alphabets, old pictures. I'll show you some more I got out of that in a minute. And oh yeah, here was the other part of it. These are a bunch of and signs. Look at how all those little and signs are made. Isn't that cool? And then this was a page out of a teacher's grade book. Look at all that journaling space you have. And I made some little tabs there out of some black and white paper that I cut out of magazines and stuff. And then this is cool. This is also a Natasha idea. Here's a belly band with this really cute little tag on it. And then this is two envelopes. This one opens up this way, and you have a pocket here. And then you can make that into a pocket. I just decorate it. Then that one opens up that way. And then this makes a belly band in the middle with this bookmark in it. And some washi tape on there to decorate it. And some stickers that I got out of a sticker book. And then this is two pockets on the side. I love this button frame. I found this button frame in a magazine and cut that all out and fixed it up. And put that in as a journaling card. And then I put another little journaling tag over here in this pocket. And I made it out of, I used a Tim Holt little paper doll to spread your wings and put a butterfly and put her on a little playing card, a little miniature playing card. So this makes a wonderful spread here, a page in your journal. This way you do these envelopes. It's fabulous. I just absolutely love it. So you can close this envelope up here and close that envelope there. And I just remember, when you glue this in, just glue here. Don't glue this whole thing, or you won't have room to put your stuff in there. Okay, if you make these are real simple, but elegant looking, I think, and cool and interactive. Okay, the next page was another sheet I got from another book, and it was a place that says creative imagination. You could draw there, or you could journal there. This is a pocket that folds up and makes, I'm sure you've seen how to do these. You kind of fold your paper and then you bend these down under and you have pockets different places. Here's one here with this bird on it. And this one has a little bird there, so it could go there. Look at all the different spaces there are here. And then this is a little journaling card here that I had to put on there. And then I just collaged this on here. Now, look, this is also from the inside of the junk mail envelopes, the window envelopes. I love the insides. And they were perfect for black and white journals. And then a lot of these kind of dark flowers and stuff, I cut out of old Stampin' Up! Catalogs. If you ever go to a thrift store and they have Stampin' Up! Magazines, they're catalogs where they sell stamps, stamps that you stamp with. And they have beautiful images of their stamps, and you can cut them out and use them. And I love this trim. This lace is beautiful. It makes me think of spider webs and Halloween. And then here's another journaling page. Now this is some vellum. I found a coloring book thing that had all these different sheets in it, and people were using markers to color these with. But this is vellum, and I just love the feel of it, the sound of it. Then this was a pocket at the top with this owl in it. And this was an admit one ticket. I think that also came from Stampin' Up. And then I cut out some old stamps from another catalog, a stamp catalog. And then this was another one of those ones where you just put the little pieces in. And then this is a card that the envelope of the owl opens up. And here is some stickers. And here is a journaling card I made from the inside of a junk mail envelope, and put a little mushroom inside that. A little mushroom there. So that envelope had that pocket and that mushroom card in it. And then this was, hard to get back in there. This opens up. It says, just a note to say hello. And that was a card. And the card went with this envelope. And then you just open that up and you have all that writing space in there. So that is really nice too. And I used a lot of this faux stitching because it just lended itself to this book in this black and white. Then the next page was another journaling spot. It says, oh, hello there. This was some kind of advertising from an old phone book. This is a funeral home, morticians, all kind of supply company. And First National Bank of Steubenville, just all these different things of an old catalog. Here is another envelope to put your memories of a lifetime, your family history, photographs, remember when, keepsakes, whatever you want to use that envelope for. And then this had a little saying on the back, there's always a reason to smile. And then this was a little glassine bag. It looks like it might be navy blue, but it fitted okay in here. It looks dark enough. And then this was a doily that I made into a little tuck spot and put little Snoopy in there. Snoopy's hiding in there. And then in the glassine bag was a journaling card with the butterfly on it. I got this paper out of an old crochet magazine. So it has that journaling card. And then this tag was made out of some music things. It says notes on it. And so I put that tag in there for there at the top of that. Okay, and that had black lace on it. And the next page was, again, with some more of that old phone book. Here is a fabric flip. It says, if you can dream it, you can do it. It was Walt Disney. And you can journal under that. And then here was some beautiful lace that I got at the last thrift store that I went to. And it had the beautiful old curtain. And I cut this off of the curtain. And then I found these black and white safety pins the last thrifting trip I did. Love them. And put this little musical charm on there. Then here is a belly band that I made on this page with this belly band and some little flower cutouts. And in that belly band, I have, this is one of these E-Jumbo Over the Hill playing cards. And I love this. It says, age is strictly a case of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Jack Benny. That was a saying he made. And then this is a little tag that I made with a bunch of numbers on it. And then this is a coloring page with an owl, coloring card. So that'd be something else you could do. Here's the other part of the paper that looks like vellum. That you could color with markers if you wanted to. And that would make a real pretty bright thing. Then this is an old statement of some kind that could be used for journaling. So I put that in there, and I use this black and white ribbon. And then this is a card that I collaged on. There's some more of that inside of an envelope and some lace and a little playing card. Collaged and left it open at the top for a pocket. And that card is for journaling. And this is something, I think I cut this out of that same magazine. I know I did. That had those hands and stuff on it. It was so cool. And then this is, I cut these out of another book, Artist Journal. And this is another book that I've had and had these feathers on. I thought, well, that fits in. So that'd be another place to write or draw or journal. And then there's some white lace. Oh, here is a CD frame. And then I took an old playing card and made it into this cute little doll here that I had seen that on another thing on Pinterest. I thought that was cute, so put her in there. And then this, you can open this up and you can put your own photo in there. And of course, this whole thing is collaged insides of those old envelopes. And then I went around each part with a black marker so it made it stand out. I just really love that. Then here is another page of the teacher's gradebook notes, and here's a bunch of old stamps for the border of that I cut out of a magazine. And that goes to the next page. Here's some more of those black and white and signs. And this, some more of the hands. I love those. And then this is some paper that looks like a hopscotch court. And then this is some craft paper I had, and I made that into a tuck spot there. And then I did this, I made took a playing card and altered it with some stamps, a round circle out of a playing card, the king, and all kinds of other pages I decoupaged on, things I decoupaged on there. So that is an altered playing card. More pretty black lace. Now this was several cards that I had got that were these old-fashioned ladies' purses, and there's several of them I've used in journals. This is one here, and that just opens up for journaling in there. And then this is a tag in the top made from a junk mail envelope again, the inside, the business envelope, and I just put something in the back there inside the window. It was black and white. And you can journal on that. Then this right here is another one of the hidden paper clips. This time I used a, how did I do this one? Oh, this is one that I just had the paper clip over here, and then I added the white safety pin with some charms and some fabric and eyelash trim on there to decorate that up. And then I used that on this page because what you do is you just take a piece of paper and you kind of scrunch it together. And it makes this little, I used music sheet paper and made that little tuck space like that on the side. Now, Natasha also has a video where you scrunch up the paper. And I think Gail Agostinelli also has used this technique before. I've seen it before. And then on the other page was, I have to show you this. I love this. I found this great big junk word, and so I just made that into a belly band, junk journal I put. And in that belly band, I put this vintage tag with the ladies' shoes and the ladies' clothing. I think that one opens up. And you can journal inside that. I didn't put any white paper in there because I kind of like that yellow. And then this is another big tag. I think I just bought these at the thrift store, and they were just like rectangular shape, and I made them into journaling cards and journaling tags. Here's the alphabet that was in that book. That book was just full of old alphabets and all kind of old stuff like this. It was all in black and white. And there's some more of the alphabet and some numbers that went with it. Then this little card, actually, I made it into a little notebook. Put this picture on it, and then you open it up, and there's a place for notes, and there's a little journal card, and then all of this are notebook pages to journal on. A whole little notebook in here. And at the end it says a to-do list. And then I made that open up to have a tag. And there's one of my tags also that I did with the insides of the junk mail envelopes. It says, never stop dreaming. I just love that frog. That was from one of those Stampin' Up! Magazines. That frog was. And I love this paper, zebra paper. White lace again. Here's another page that I used for journaling. I must have got that out of another book. It says hello. This is from another Sears catalog. This is baby dolls from that catalog. Here is a piece of a paper from a magazine or book that said, color these supernovas. So there again, you could have a splash of color in here. And of course, I love this flower trim that I've had. I just use that all the time. I absolutely love that. And then this is Wake Up and Seize the Day. I got that from another book. This is another part of a catalog, I think, that was selling some kind of cards, sports cards maybe. Then this is a Don't Let Anybody Dull Your Sparkle, a coloring page with onto some music paper with some really pretty black, white, and gold rickrack. Then Please Note, another page for journaling. And then there's another place for your memories and photos and other memorabilia. In this envelope, mementos, keepsakes, time capsule, and so on and so forth. Put that under that little hand. And then this was funny. This was another little one of those little notes that you flip up. I bought a whole bunch of these in a packet, and they're hilarious. This one says, I stink. So I found this picture of a skunk on there and put him on there. Just a funny thing. And some trim. And this is from a Stampin' Up! Catalog where they're advertising stamps in black and white. That looks really cool. And some more houndstooth trim. And some more music paper to journal on. More of the catalog of the cards. I put something on the edge of that. And this is, each day is a new life, seize it and live it. Another journaling spot. Some more of the supernovas to color. Some more of the catalog with the dolls. And here's another journaling spot that says hi, and some more lace on that. This was a zebra card. It says thinking of you. And you open that zebra card up and you got all that journaling space. And then on the side of it is I made a tuck, and I did this flash card and put some things on it and put a little Tim Holtz paper doll on there, and that made that really cute. It's an altered flash card. Put that in there as a journaling card. Here is a black and white word search. This is fun. All these things: panda, domino, skunk, police car, zebra, all these things you find that are black and white, and some paper trim that I found on that. Here's some more of the paper from that book with the alphabet, and this is a deaf hand signals part there. And then this is another one of these fold up places to make a tag or pockets. You fold that up a couple ways, and then it can have a pocket in the top, but I didn't leave that one. It has this pocket up here, and that pocket down there. So I had, it's a good day to have a good day, and this, I think I had that in that pocket. And then this was another altered playing card. I took the eight of clubs and put little black and white pieces of paper down it and across it, and altered that, and you can journal in the back of that. And then, of course, I used some more of my paper again. And here's a big tag that I decorated up. That goes in the top. And so I didn't put my thing back on, but I can put that back on later. Then this was some really unusual trim that I found. And then, of course, I put this at the end, Unforgettable Moments. And I'm finally at the end, Happiness is Homemade. So I hope you enjoyed that black and white journal. I'm telling you, I had fun making this. In fact, I made so much ephemera for this thing that I had to take some out and make a whole new black and white journal. And I will be doing that video soon. So everybody, happy journaling, and see you later. Bye-bye.